Hello, welcome to my weekly Facebook Live. I am Ruth Norton with Ruth's Stamping Corner, and I'm so excited that you're joining me today. Before we get to today's card, which is gorgeous, let me show you what we're doing. This is the card we're going to make. There is some amazing gold splatter on it. Isn't that beautiful? There's some, it's all over the card. The flower arrangement covers up a lot of it, but it is all over the card and it is gorgeous. So I'm going to show you how to make that gold splatter with our gilded, what is it called? I don't even know what it's called, you guys. I'm going to show you how to do it with the Gilded Leafing. We're going to play with this a little bit. Okay, but before we get to our card, let me show you guys what's going on with Stampin' Up! Right now. Paper Pumpkin, if you have not subscribed to Paper Pumpkin for February, make sure you do that. The last day to subscribe for the Bouquet of Hope kit will be February 10th, and it is 9 cards, and there's a sneak peek of one right there, and it is gorgeous. I can't wait for this kit. February 9th, or February 10th is the last day to subscribe for that. Okay, when you guys place an order in my online store during celebration using the host code, and it is in the video description and it's on my sheet here too, but when you place an order that is $50 minimum using the host code, you're going to get a free class in March. So during celebration, I am gathering all of those orders that you guys are placing, and I thank you so much for all of them. And you guys are going to be mailed a free class. Now I have tons of giveaways for this class. It's going to be prize heavy. The projects are going to be very cute. They're going to use celebration products, so this is the time to stock up on all those celebration products, but there will be opportunities to substitute stuff. But if you want a free class in March, all you have to do is place a minimum $50 purchase in my online store, and with that $50 you're also going to earn a free thing from the celebration catalog. So minimum $50, you must use the host code, but all the details are in my January news update blog post, which is in the video description. There's a link to it in the video description. All right, celebration. There's only about a month left of celebration, you guys. Can you believe it? We are a month into it. Celebration ends on February 28th. It is 2 months only this year instead of 3. So if you haven't gotten all of the items you want from the celebration catalog, make sure you get those in February, because that's the last month of celebration. Of course, the amazing join offer. If you have a long wish list and you want to join my team, you can get 5 packages of DSP, which is over a $55 value added to your starter kit. Your starter kit is only $99, and you choose $125 of products in it, and then all of this DSP comes free to you. So it's almost a $200 value for only $99, which is huge. The mini catalog, if you guys haven't had a chance to look at the mini catalog, it's fantastic. If you still need a hard copy of this and you're in the United States and you don't already have a demonstrator, please let me know. I'd love to get you one. I still have a bunch left. All right, so today we are actually using this bundle, the All Things Fabulous bundle from the annual catalog. I'm pulling this one out because it is gorgeous, and I love this one so much. And I just haven't used it enough. And I pulled this out for one of the greetings earlier, and then it was sitting on my desk, and I said, I gotta make some flowers. So this is the stamps that we're using. You can get this as a bundle in the annual catalog or in my online store. We are also using this stamp set. This is Punch Party. This is a celebration stamp set. This is the host stamp set. So when you have an order of $300 or more, whether that's all your stuff or a combination of yours, maybe some friends and family all added together, you can get this stamp set for free. If you want more information about how to do a party or a workshop, please let me know. We can do a virtual one. I can set up a host code for you and your friends. You guys can all shop on it. Just let me know. Okay, so let's go back to the card that we're going to make today. Gorgeous, right? Okay, we're going to start with this gold splatter because that is really like the highlight of this card. Although those flowers are gorgeous, but we're going to start with the gold splatter. Plus it takes a little bit of time to dry. So I'm going to cover my work surface with some scratch paper or grid paper, because I'm going to move my card out of the way too, because we're going to be splattering some glue and I do not want it to go everywhere. So I'm going to start with a piece of Pool Party. This is our card base. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to make sure that I really burnish that line really well, because I want it to sit nice and flat. If it's not sitting flat, I mean, you can do this wide open like this, but you may get some splatter on the back. So this is already sticky because I've used it, but it's really up to you if you want to have splatter on the back. I do not want splatter on the back, so I'm going to just make sure that this is nice and flat. So bone folder will help with that immensely. Okay, now to make our splatter, I have, okay, let me pull this out. Let's make our splatter first. I'm going to move this off to the side. I have our silicone mat. Now, if you don't have the silicone mat, I think this is only like $5 in the annual catalog. And I have to say, I use this all the time. This is kind of one of those easily missed gems in the catalog. I use it with my hot glue gun all the time. I use it when I'm gluing a lot of intricate things. Just, nothing will stick to it. You just rinse it off, or you can let the glue dry and then just pull it off and throw it away. It is a fantastic little tool to have, and it doesn't take up much space, and it's really affordable. So very, very good thing to own. All right, now we're going to use our Tombow liquid glue for this to make our splatter. So I'm going to put a healthy kind of splotch on there. And then I have this old aqua painter. This one, it doesn't work. It's like clogged. So I keep this in my craft room because the barrel is full of water. So if I need water for watercoloring or something, it's all safe and secure in here. It won't make a mess. But I love it because with the aqua painter, it only comes out like a drop or two at a time, which is fantastic. So you're not going to spill water, but all you need is just a few drops of water. I added 3 drops to my glue, and then I just have an old paintbrush here. This is one that I stole from the kids' stash because it's going to get all gluey and gunky. So I'm actually going to add a little bit more glue. What you're looking for is just some really watered down glue. So just you can kind of see the consistency there. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my paper, and I'm actually going to hold my silicone craft sheet. I'm going to kind of roll it like this, and then I'm just going to flick it onto my card base. Now I want to focus a lot in this corner, in the top left and the bottom right, because that is where most of it's going to show. And you can see you're going to get some bigger drops of glue and some smaller drops of glue. And I love flicking it off the mat like this because it gives a lot of control. You can really kind of control where the flicking is going. I think that looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna, you just want to do it as much or as little as you want to just, oh, this is gonna get messy. Okay, now after this Facebook Live, I'll just take that to the sink and let it wash right off. It'll just wash off. Now this we're just gonna set aside to dry. So I'm just gonna take my whole paper and we're gonna put it aside. Okay. Now I already have one that's dry, so we don't have to wait for it to dry. But, and I don't know if you can see that, once it dries, it's going to be tacky and kind of clear. So I hope that makes sense. So you want to do the splatter, just a couple drops of water on your silicone mat, splatter it onto your card base. And now we're going to get to the gold leafing part, and my hands are sticky, so now I'm afraid of doing this. The gold leafing is really, really cool. It comes in a tub like this. Now there's a couple of ways that you can do the gold leafing. You can dump this container into a big giant container and then just dip your projects into it. But that seems a little intimidating to me. I really wanted to keep this simple. So I'm just going to open it up and I'm just going to take out pieces that I need. And you can see like how cool that is. So I'm just going to kind of push that down. We're just going to put it kind of where all of that is sticky. Now I'm going to work in small sections. I have a piece of my Stampin' Sponge here, and I'm just going to kind of work in a circular motion, and the Gilded Leafing is going to stick where the adhesive is, where all of that splatter is, and then it's just going to kind of rub off where it's not. Now you can also rub it with your fingers. You can do it however you want, but isn't that cool? So anywhere where there's adhesive is going to get that Gilded Leafing. So it's really cool. So I'm just taking out a little at a time and just really taking out kind of what I need. I don't want this to go crazy. If you don't like messes, this might not be the project for you. This might not be the product for you, but the results are beautiful. A little bit down here. It's a little sticky down here, so I'm going to add some down here. So really, really, really pretty. All right. I'm just going to give this another quick little rub down. Let's see. I'm going to kind of feel around and make sure that I don't have any sticky spots. And I think that is all covered. Isn't that gorgeous though? Look at all that shine, and you can see there were bigger splatters. There's lots of little splatters. This would be beautiful if you did like a watercolor, like night sky. You did all the splattering like this and make it look like stars. I think that would just be so gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna put this away before we make a huge mess. Now you can see, okay, you can see that my workspace is pretty messy. There's lots of gold everywhere, but Swiffer dusting cloths, you guys, these are your best friend when working with the Gilded Leafing. It just picks it right up and it all stays on that Swiffer dusting cloth. Amazing. I use the Swiffer, I keep a Swiffer dusting cloth in my drawer right in my desk because the Swiffer dusting cloths are also great for embossing powder that may have spilled or glitter. It'll just pick it up. So keep a Swiffer dusting cloth on hand. But oh, isn't it gorgeous? I love it. Okay, so we're gonna set this aside, and once that Gilded Leafing is on there, it's not tacky anymore, it's not sticky anymore. Oh, there's some pieces hiding in the card. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. So, but it is gorgeous. So if you want to give that Gilded Leafing a try, that is one technique. Now the Gilded Leafing will stick to anything that is any kind of adhesive, anything that's sticky. We do have a heat and stick powder. I have that right here that you can use for, so you can actually stamp your image with Versamark, heat it up with the heat and stick powder, and then use the Gilded Leafing just like I showed you, and it'll stick to your stamped image. Otherwise, you can use your Stampin' Seal, you can use glue dots, you can use tear tape, anything that is sticky, any kind of glue you can use. The beauty with the Tombow glue is that when it dries tacky. It doesn't dry completely clear, it dries a little bit tacky. So the Tombow glue is a great liquid glue choice because you can even maybe write something with it and let that dry completely. You do have to wait for the Tombow to dry completely and then you can do it. But I love the splatter. I just love how just fun and organic that is. It's so pretty. Okay, let's get to our stamping. We still have a lot to do for this card. Okay, so I have a scrap piece of white, and I'm gonna pull in my Stampin' Pierce mat because we're gonna do some stamping. These are photopolymer stamps. Now, I want to show you guys the All Things Fabulous stamp set. I want to show you guys a fun little bonus part of this stamp set that Stampin' Up has done. So let me hold up this white piece so you can kind of see. So let me pull out my scissors so I can point. So on the stamp, this is called the stamp plastic. Each stamp is labeled. This is 1A, this is 1B, 1C. So I don't know if you guys can see those little tiny notches, and this is 2A, 2B, 2C. But that is so you know which layers go with which flower. And so you have all the way down to like 5A. I think that's 5AC, 6 of this. So there's 6 here, 6A and B. So, but I love that they are labeled like that because it tells you easily how to stamp them. Now, let me leave that paper under so you can see better. When I am mounting these stamps, because there's also a little arrow, if you see this little arrow, okay, you see this little arrow that's next to the 1A and it points up, that actually tells you the orientation of the stamp. So if you pay attention to that orientation when you're mounting your stamps, everything will line up nearly flawlessly. You won't have any trouble lining these up. So let me show you what I mean. So the 2A, so we're going to mount these 2A, B, C. So I have my stamp here. I've already peeled it off the plastic and I'm going to lay it onto my sheet here. And I just want to kind of line it up. You can see through that photopolymer stamp set. So I'm going to line it up and I'm using the back of my sheet. So you can see the stamps are stored in here. I'm using the back of my sheet. And so I'm going to, with that arrow straight up, I'm going to pick it up on my block. Now on my blocks, I have put little Post-it notes on the top center of all of my blocks. So I know that when I pick up this stamp, that this is the top. So when I'm holding my next layer, so let's just line up our next layer. Let's turn it this way. Just gonna line up my layer. And then when I mount it, I'm gonna make sure that that top, that little Post-it note sticker is in the top. So now when I stamp them, I know that this goes first, this one goes second. And if I make sure to stamp them in the right way, it's easy to tell. If I didn't have that sticker, it would take me turning it and circling it forever to figure that out. So it's going to make more sense when we start stamping, I promise. So here's our 2C. I'm going to mount it just like that. Okay, we are ready. So let me move that out of the way. So let me show you what I mean. We'll start with the Coastal Cabana ones because those are the ones we just mounted. So this is a 3-step stamp. Oh, I need some scrap paper. Hello, okay. Let me grab my gluey piece. We'll just fold it over. Get my card off of there. I'm going to save that for later. Okay. So I'm going to ink it with Coastal Cabana. I'm only using 1 ink for all of these colors. Let me pull in my card so you guys can see kind of what we're working on. And I'm going to stamp off my most solid layer. I'm going to stamp it off twice. 1, 2. And I'm going to stamp it on my card. Now that's going to give me a super light image. Now I'm going to come in with the middle layer. This is the second layer. I'm going to stamp it off once. And I stamped it with that Post-it note on the top. So all I need to do is just kind of line this up in the center. And there you go. Perfect placement. I love it. And then this one, this is the 2C. Post-it note in the top. And I'm just going to line that up. Beautiful. And look at that gorgeous flower. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. All right, now you could absolutely use your Stamparatus to line all of these up. I wanted to just show you guys a different way in case maybe you don't have a Stamparatus or you just wanted to make a couple cards. All right, now this flower, we're using Magenta Madness. Now you would stamp 2 of each of these for the card, 2 of each of the bigger ones. So I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to stamp off twice. And then I'm going to stamp it with that little Post-it note marker so I know. This one I'm going to stamp off once. This is the second layer. And just line that up. Just like that. And our top layer will get that one. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. Okay, one more flower. So you would originally do 2 of these. If you're making the card I'm making. And let me get all these stamps out of the way. Okay. Mango. And here we go. This is the 3rd flower. Now this one you wouldn't have stamped 3 of these. So the solid layer I'm going to stamp off 2 times and then stamp it. I'm making sure that little Post-it note tells me I need to be in the top. I'm going to stamp my second layer. I'm going to stamp that off once. Post-it note in the top. And then this one's a little harder to line up. But you can do it. Fantastic. And then one more. This one doesn't get stamped off, but I have that Post-it note. It's still in the top and right over top. Isn't that gorgeous? Those are gorgeous flowers. And you get so many different colors with all of them. Now this one I did want to tell you that I have a long block here and I've mounted them, both of those second and third layers on the same block, just alternate sides. So if you don't have a lot of blocks, you guys can absolutely make do with that. All right, now for our leaves, I have mounted all of my leaves on one block and I want I'm using soft suede here, and I want some light and dark ones. So what I would do, I don't think this paper is going to be big enough, but what I would do, let me see, we'll go this way. I would stamp it once, and then I would stamp it again. If I had a bigger sheet, I would stamp it again, and that would give me all 6 of my leaves. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So this was just kind of my sample piece to show you guys. Now, then you would take the dies. Actually, I'm going to leave this up. We're going to use that in a sec. You would take the dies and you would die cut all of those flowers and leaves, and by magic, the magic of television, we already have them all die cut. The star of this card is really that gold leafing, and so I didn't want to take a lot of time die cutting these, so I wanted to make sure that I did it all ahead of time. Okay, but that is how you stamp all of those gorgeous flowers. Okay, so we have all of our flowers ready to go. Just kind of separate them. We have our leaves and our flowers. Okay, we do need to stamp our greeting, so I'm going to pull out another piece of white. And remember, our greeting is from that Punch Party stamp set. And I'm going to use soft suede for that and stamp it. Beautiful. Now we can close our soft suede before we make a mess. Now, I am pulling out a new punch from the mini catalog. This is the double oval punch. I love it. So I'm going to punch the white one out with just that plain oval. And I have a scrap piece of soft suede here that I'm going to punch out that scallop oval piece. Okay, we are ready to assemble. So we have our card base with that beautiful gilded leafing. I have a stitched nested label die that I die cut with one of the stitch nested labels. This is the second largest one. And I have been addicted to these stitch nested label dies lately, you guys. You're going to see them a lot on some cards coming up. So if you don't own that stitch nested labels die set, you should absolutely get it. It's such a staple. It's so good. Okay, so we're going to assemble everything onto our stitch nested label. So we're actually going to set that aside first. All right, I'm going to add my greeting to my oval here just so I don't lose anything. Isn't that so cute? Isn't that punch so amazing? And you get both ovals in one punch. Just love it. Okay, now for my flowers, I'm going to use a combination of dimensionals and my liquid glue. So I'm going to start with this Coastal Cabana one up at the top here. And when I adhere my flowers down, I'm only adding glue to the center of the flower. Now you could add tape runner or use a glue dot or something, but I want to be able to tuck leaves in, so I don't want them to kind of hinder that. So I'm going to stick this one up in the top, right up there. I'm going to stick a magenta one on with some dimensionals. Again, just one like right in the center because we're going to be tucking leaves. I'm going to take a mango one. That one's going to be popped up too. Now you could do your arrangement in any way. I'm really just following this arrangement on this card. So, but you could absolutely do it in any way you wanted. This one, we're going to take another Coastal Cabana one, and this is going to kind of get tucked under like this. Another Mango Melody. This one's going to get tucked under, just like that. Oh, I love it. And we have one more with the magenta. That's going to go over here, off to the side, just like this. And I'm just going to put a little dot of glue onto that flower because this little flower is just going to kind of hang out right on there, just like that. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, we're going to stick our greeting on, and then we're going to start layering leaves. So I'm going to take just another dimensional here, and I'm using the edge pieces from my mini dimensionals in case you were wondering where I'm getting those fun shapes. So I'm going to tuck this under here just like that. Isn't that cute? Well, actually, I covered up that S a little bit. Let's scoot it over just a little bit. Just like that. So cute. I just love this card. I think it is gorgeous. So I'm going to take some of my leaves, and I want like two different ones. I don't want to put two of the same together. I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back of that, and then this is where I'm just going to go through and just kind of tuck them in, and actually tear off that stem because that dimensional is in the way. So just tear off stems. That's okay. That works. A little bit of glue just on the edge. And by only putting that adhesive on the edge, that'll actually give you the opportunity to go in and kind of floof up. Floof, is that a technical stamping term? That'll floof up some of those leaves. All right, I'm gonna take another one of these big bunches. This one will get tucked in behind here, like that. You could assemble this onto your card if you were worried that it was going to go over the edge. This is a card. This is a pretty spectacular card. I think I wouldn't mind even hand delivering this one if I had to. All right, this one's going to get tucked in down there. Make sure all those stems are in of the leaves. Not looking so beautiful. So it's really just wherever you want to put them, just tuck and arrange. So I have adhesive on our last leaf here, and I think I'm just going to kind of stick that one right there. So isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. I love it. All right, I'm going to flip it all over. We're going to put some dimensionals on the back. I'm going to use my edges again because they are easy to grab off of this sheet. Okay, and then this is just going to go right onto our card with all of that beautiful gold splatter, just like that. And a final finishing touch, I have a linen thread bow that I have already tied and already added a glue dot. That's just going to go right down here. So that is it. I didn't add any other accessories because you have that beautiful gold leafing. You don't really need anything else. This card is stunning on its own. And every time you do that splatter, it's going to look different. It's never going to look the same 2 times in a row. So definitely give that splatter a try. You can get the Gilded Leafing. This is in our mini catalog right now. So check this out. I don't know. I think I'm a fan. I really like it. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this card, please share this video with your friends. If you're on YouTube, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, if you need to place an order, please head to my online store. Use this host code. Remember, all orders during celebration over $50 will earn celebration products, and you will earn that free class in March. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I will see you Saturday in my VIP group. We're doing another celebration Saturday, and this week is the Flower and Fields DSP, and I have a really, really cute fun fold card for you guys using that DSP. So hope you join me in my VIP group. Otherwise, I'll see you back right here at 3 o'clock next Wednesday. Bye.